I have to say that I think I might agree with the rating for Simpson Safari on IMDb. This is the 17th episode of the 12th season. It's directed by Mark Kirkland, and it's got 6.8 out of 10, which is a pretty low rating for The Simpsons. And I have to say I didn't mind it. There were bits that I quite liked. But overall, I just feel like it wasn't the best episode. Certainly not the best in season 12. It starts off with an issue at the supermarket or the grocery store, and this leads the Simpsons to finding a 30-year-old box of animal crackers in their attic. I have to say the setup worked very well. It didn't feel forced. I think they had a very fun and creative way, and also a very important way when you consider the treatment of the bag boys. I don't want to spoil it too much. It gave a pretty important message to get to the point of the narrative. Homer finds a gold giraffe in the animal cracker box, which is actually the winning piece that a competition was run for the animal crackers, and the Simpsons family would have won a trip to Africa had it been 30 years ago. But one thing leads to another, and they end up honouring this prize. Again, maybe that felt a tiny bit forced, but it makes sense when you watch it. And they end up going to Tanzania, and the majority of the episode is them, mostly Homer, getting in the way of the animals and exploring the area. And as I've said before, whenever the Simpsons family is in a different location, it does give us something that's quite fresh and quite different, because well, first of all, it's animated. We have different animation backgrounds and, different things for them to interact with, different characters for them to meet. So there's definitely an element of fascination there as things are new. With regard to the actual narrative itself, I didn't care for it too much. It involves a scientist called Dr. Bushwell, who is researching chimpanzees and their behaviours, but not everything is as it seems. And again, that part of it gave us some food for thought. There were some moral lessons in there, and definitely some good takeaways if you want to read into it that way, which I didn't mind doing. But I just feel like it was not the most interesting way to tell the story. I didn't think the narrative for me personally was that fascinating. Maybe if I had a deeper interest in chimps and other kinds of animals like that, I might have cared more. But I just, it didn't speak to me too much. I thought it was an important message, some decent morals, but the way it was told just didn't appeal to me. So basically, I liked the first half of it, but once the main point of the narrative kicked in, I lost a tiny bit of interest. Not completely. And there was an element of mystery to it as well, which I thought was enough of a hook to keep me enough interested. But ultimately, I thought it was a pretty average episode. A good idea, not terribly executed, but compared to a lot of other Simpsons episodes, definitely not on par with the majority.